Subjective art. What does it actually mean? I feel like this word is thrown around a lot, and you guys have probably used it. I know I've used it. But what is the actual meaning of the word? Because we just throw it around there without a care in the world. Man, I don't know why you're being so iffy on art. Art is subjective. Okay, what does that mean though? I don't know. Yeah, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it today then. All right, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna look at the definition together, all right? This is what we're gonna do. I'll even have some of them posted up on the screen just so you guys can read along with me. Obviously not gonna read all the definitions. There's multiple definitions when it comes to the word subjective. And I'm using the Webster dictionary because the Oxford English Dictionary costs a subscription to actually view. So yeah, we're broke around here, so we're not doing that. So we're gonna look it up for free. Webster Dictionary, let's get it. So one of the definitions says, characteristic of or belonging to reality perceived rather than as independent of mind. And obviously I'm going to break this down after I read a few of the definitions here, but let's continue. Relating to or being experienced or knowledge as conditioned by personal mental characteristics or states. Last one I'm going to read here is modified or affected by personal views, experience, or background. Now, what does all of this mean? So basically what this means is your own individual personal perception of things. That is what subjective means, right? So, like I said, people throw that word around a lot when it comes to art, but no one really explains the reason why they're saying art is subjective. I think it's just implied that we all know what the word means. I'm not gonna lie to you, I never looked up the definition for subjective. I might have assumed I knew what it was. I'm not saying I didn't fully know what it was. I just had to double check online, you know what I mean? You gotta back up your statements. But subjective art, it's your own personal view of how you see something. It's literally your own opinion, basically, no facts. It's your own personal opinion on how you see someone else's artwork, what you think of it, what it makes you feel, your emotions, what mood does it make you feel. But that's subjective, right? So moving along here, let's go ahead and go into something that I didn't actually I didn't know myself, but apparently people are calling art objective too, which I don't think I personally used the word objective to describe art, but yeah, let's go ahead and look up the definition for that real quick. I'll go ahead and put that on the screen so you guys can read along. Again, we're using the Webster Dictionary, but let's go ahead and read a few of these definitions. And like I did before, I'll say my piece after we read a few of the definitions. All right, so objective, expressing or dealing with facts or conditions as perceived without distortion by personal feelings, prejudice, or interpretations. Next one says here, limited to choices of fixed alternatives and reducing subjective factors to a minimum. All right, last one I'm going to read here is involving or deriving from sense perception or experience with actual objects, condition, or phenomena. I feel like I said that wrong, but you know what? We're going to pretend like I said that right. So what does this all basically mean for the word objective? Basically, all this means is instead of things being, feelings based and how the individual sees something through their view, objective is more factual based, right? So trying to apply that word when it comes to art is a little bit weird, because how can you say art is objective when we all, love to use the word subjective? Because when you're saying something is objective, right? You're saying art is objective, you're implying that your statement involves some type of facts, right? Example, right? there's a poster of a picture of a banana taped to a wall, right? And you're saying, yeah, like this is subjective art. This is what we really need. You're basically saying like your statement is fact-based, that is real art, that is like what we should strive to do. A banana taped to a wall. If you, the only reason why I use that example is because that was like an actual thing online somewhere. I don't, I'd have to look it up later, but this is why I think we use the word subjective versus objective, because subjective, obviously you're giving your own input on something, versus blatantly saying like whatever statement I make is a fact. Because, you know, realistically speaking, how can you make a fact about someone else's artwork besides like that they use paint or they used a pencil to make their sketch lines? That's really the only thing you can say about that's an actual fact. Everything else that you say is going to be the word subjective, because you're giving your own personal statements on it, not fact-based statements. So like I said, comparing the two words, subjective, your own personal view, your own personal perception on things that involves like your emotions and mood. Objective is fact-based and not personalized. So now that we both know the difference between the two, we could start using the proper words. Yes, art is indeed subjective. Yeah. I really made a whole video because I didn't know the definition fully. But to be fair, I don't think anyone really knew the definition, to be honest with you. That's not a word I just like randomly look up one day. Like, yeah, what does objective mean? What does subjective mean? Yeah, like no one does that for real. So I think we were just using the word because other people were using it. So why did I even bring any of this up today? Like I said before, people online over the internet have used the word art is subjective all the time, and it's like, okay, what does that actually mean? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if like you guys ever had that thought too, of like, why are people saying art is subjective? Like, did you really like sit down and think like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? So yeah, I just wanted to quickly cover that, just so we're all on the same page here. You know, bring some awareness to the words that we're using, especially when it comes to art, because art's a very personal hobby. You know what I mean? Like, you have to basically really show yourself out there when you post something online. Like, you are pretty much opening the door for the whole world to critique your work, and it can be scary sometimes. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that if we are more aware of the words that we're using towards something that's so personal towards us, that's gonna make everyone be able to get on the same page a little bit better. But yeah, quick little I guess educational video this time. And I think it was a little bit of a different take, but you know, hey, you know, we gotta have a little bit of education in the channel, you know what I'm saying? So I might not do this all the time, but yeah, we gotta throw in a little education in there a little bit. If you're wondering why I've been sniffling, it's not because I'm sick. I just got, you know, allergies. Might be sick in the head a little bit, but you know, like, who isn't, you know what I'm saying? So but yeah, other than that, that's really like the only thing I wanted to go over today, honestly, just because like that was again another shower thought. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this video. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and share it. Other than that, I am out.